Hey, Emma Churchman here. I wanted to just share a couple of personal thoughts with you all on the almost eve of the book launch for The Deep End of Hope in the Wake of Hurricane Helene, which is this Saturday, which is my first book ever published. I'm super excited about it. And then I've got a second book, a memoir, coming out in October of this year. So there's a lot happening in the world of being an author and being published. So I woke up at 4 a.m. this morning really nervous about the book launch, which it's unusual for me, right? I do a lot of public speaking. I have a online platform for my business. I talk a lot about in front of crowds about business and entrepreneurship and being a psychic and soul design and messaging and all kinds of things. But this book and the book that's coming out in October are different because they are about me first and foremost. And I'm putting a lot of things out there. I'm talking about my family's lineage of suicide. I'm talking about growing up being raised by mental illness. I'm talking about what kept me up in the middle of the night in the 40 days following Hurricane Helene devastating our community here in Western North Carolina. I'm talking about my marriage. There's a lot that's coming out. And so I called my cousin this morning to tell her I was freaking out because she always gives incredible pep talks. And she said, yeah, the reason this is coming up for you is because this is a big deal. You know, this is your coming out party this Saturday where you are revealing parts of yourself in a whole new way. And that really struck a chord with me. And I wanted to share that with you all because you know, there's been so much support and enthusiasm for this book, which has been miraculous and wonderful. We've got a lot of news coverage for the book. In fact, I wanted to share a couple of things with you. So Mountain Express here in Asheville in Western North Carolina just came out this week, and they've got a really beautiful synopsis of the book and promotion of the book launch. If I can find it, give me just a minute here. Where they got it, they talked about, so the subtitle for the book is 40 Days and Nights of Survival and Transformation. And they actually start by saying, mining a well-known biblical timeline. You know, they got that this is mimicking what happened with the story of Noah's Ark. And that was important to me because the story is about me being a trauma chaplain in the wake of Helene, but it's also a story of what it means to, I'm gonna get choked up here, to be resilient, to become resilient in the wake of devastating loss. That's one of the key underlying messages of the book, that we have the choice in each moment to decide on who we are becoming in the wake of tragedy, in the wake of devastation, in the wake of natural disasters, in the wake of unexpected challenges, whatever that is. We still have the choice in each moment to decide who we are going to be. And that's our power, that's our freedom, and that's also our responsibility as we move forward as a species on this planet. Y'all, natural disasters are not slowing down. Just since Helene, we had Hurricane Milton in Florida happen in October of 2024. Helene was September 26th of 2024. We had immense flooding in Valencia, Spain on October 29th that claimed 217 lives. They got a year's worth of rain dumped on them in 8 hours. We now have the forest fires, the wildfires, and flooding in LA, in California. Things are speeding up, and we are running out of time to figure out how to process what's happening to us, right? There's a lot of talk about the importance of disaster recovery. And disaster recovery, 95% of the time, what people are talking about is rebuilding roads or bridges or houses or businesses or infrastructure, right? How do people get food and water and safety and shelter? And 100%, those are critical to attend to. And attending to those in the immediate aftermath, as well as with long-term recovery, is super important. But then there's the whole internal part of who we are. You know, the mental, emotional, spiritual, even physical turmoil that can be caused when unexpected trauma ensues. And that's what I'm talking about in this book, The Deep End of Hope in the Wake of Hurricane Helene, which was also featured this week in the Fairview Town Crier, which is our local newspaper in this area. There's a great spread just on page 1 in the corner. If you're local, check it out, talking about the book launch. And I think I just heard from their editor last night, they're also going to do a deeper interview with me in a coming issue about disaster recovery. So I'm mentioning this because it helps me to just talk things out when I'm nervous, but also I want y'all to really get some of these deeper themes and these deeper messages about what it really means to attend to yourself and to process trauma as it's coming up in real time. Because the more we can learn how to do that, which is what this book teaches you, it's got teaching and tools and techniques in it, is how to, in real time, in the present moment, process what's happening. So you don't have to spend a decade lying on a therapist's couch feeling your feelings, right? We've run out of time for that kind of luxury. We've got to figure out how to become more resilient in the moment. And that's the stand I'm taking for myself. That's the stand I'm taking for my community. And that's the stand that I'm taking for you, that it is entirely possible to process trauma as we're going through it. So if you are local to the area, I look forward to seeing you here at the Girton Fire Station on Saturday at 2 p.m. for the book launch. If you've pre-ordered the book, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. You'll probably get your book on and around February 3rd. And I can't wait to hear your thoughts. Please, please, please leave a review on whatever platform you purchased the book from. So it's available on all online bookseller platforms. So Amazon, Barnes & Noble, bookshop.org, independent publishers, in Canada, Indigo Books. I encourage you to leave a review because reviews give the book more exposure. And more exposure means more book sales. A portion of the proceeds from the book sales are going towards Mennonite Disaster Service. They were one of the first groups here in my community in Girton helping out. They were actually pulling trees off of people's houses. And then they're just doing tremendous work here in terms of long-term recovery. They've been charged by FEMA to rebuild 5,000 private bridges that were destroyed. And if you're not from this area, what y'all need to get is that there are creeks and rivers and waterway systems all around us. Like, it is virtually impossible to go anywhere without having to pass over some kind of a bridge. So having these private bridges restored is critical so people can get to their homes. And then Mennonite Disaster Service is also working to rebuild houses in our area, including one here in Girton, which we're super excited about. So I will see you on Saturday if you're local. If you've ordered the book, again, please leave a review. It makes a huge difference for spreading this message about the importance of supporting long-term recovery efforts here in Western North Carolina and in the Southeast. And it also helps fundraise for Mennonite Disaster Service. All right.